I used to believe silence was harmless, until the night it wrapped itself around an entire ballroom because of me. The Crystal View Hotel was overflowing with champagne, congratulations, and the proud noise of people who believed they had made it. Tonight was my younger sister Abigail's promotion ceremony. Senior vice president at just 27. The golden child. The family trophy polished until it gleamed. And me. According to my family, I was the failure. The one who couldn't finish anything. The one who wasted potential. The one they conveniently left out of photos but included in gossip. I shouldn't have gone, but Abigail insisted. Just come, you don't have to stay long. What she meant was, come and pretend you're okay with being invisible. The ballroom shimmered with chandeliers as tall as my self-esteem was short. People glided past me. Women in satin dresses, men in fitted suits. None stopping to ask why I stood alone near the wall like a misplaced extra. My father, Charles Henderson, had already made a performance out of ignoring me. The man looked good in a tux, but even better when he was pretending his eldest daughter didn't exist. Checked my watch. 8:12 p.m. If I left now, maybe. Then the room shifted. A murmur spread like a draft from one corner to the other. The billionaire CEO of Dalton Industries, Grant Dalton himself, had just entered. A tall man with silver-touched brown hair, sharp cheekbones, and eyes like cold Atlantic water. People swarmed him instantly. He owned half the tech sector. He didn't need to walk. Rooms moved around him. I didn't think he'd even notice me. But life, apparently, had been waiting for this exact moment to flip the script. Abigail was called on stage, shaking from nerves and excitement. Our parents beamed, proud enough to burst. Her boss stood beside her, smiling politely as she delivered her rehearsed speech about discipline, perseverance, and being raised in a family that demands excellence. That last line earned our father a smug pat on the back from one of his golf buddies. Clapped because it was polite, not because I felt seen. Then Grant Dalton's gaze slid across the crowd. Stopped, locked onto me. I felt it like a spotlight. He blinked. Then again, harder. His jaw slackened. He stepped off the stage. No smile. No hesitation. Just purpose. Whispers fluttered behind him like startled birds. My father stiffened beside my mother. Abigail's smile froze in place. Dalton stopped directly in front of me. Close enough that for a second, I wondered if he'd mistaken me for someone else. But his voice, low, stunned, disbelieving, made everyone fall silent. You're... He didn't finish. The room didn't breathe. Even my father, always so quick to control narratives, stood speechless. My heart slammed. I'm what? Dalton exhaled, shaking his head as if he'd seen a ghost. My God. I didn't think I'd ever meet you. Not after all this time. People were craning their necks, trying to hear. My father stepped forward, tone sharp. Grant, if there's been some sort of misunderstanding. Dalton raised a hand to silence him. Silenced him. The man who never allowed anyone to shut him up. No misunderstanding, Dalton said. His eyes were still on me, softening in a way that made electricity crawl up my spine. Your daughter saved my company. The gasp that moved through the crowd should have shattered the chandeliers. What? My father barked. She hasn't worked a real job in years. Dalton looked at him like he had stepped in something foul. She's the anonymous cybersecurity specialist who prevented last year's mass breach. The one we paid $7 million for. The one we never met. The one who disappeared after sending a single message. Do not contact me again. My breath hitched. I hadn't used my real name. I hadn't used anything traceable. I had taken that job because we needed the money when my mother got sick. And my family never knew where it came from. I stared at Dalton. How did you? He let out a shaky laugh. I built a billion-dollar empire. You didn't think I wouldn't figure out the ghost who saved it. Abigail looked like the floor had opened beneath her. My father's mouth twitched, his face blotching red. My mother covered her lips with trembling fingers. Dalton's voice dipped lower, gentler. Where did you go, Ivy? The use of the alias, the one I had created for the job, made my stomach twist. I didn't go anywhere, I whispered. I was just here. I always was. His expression turned almost pained. You shouldn't have been living like someone insignificant. I swallowed hard. Well, my family prefers it that way. The entire room turned to my father. He flinched. Dalton straightened, addressing the crowd. This woman's work saved hundreds of millions, protected thousands of jobs. She single-handedly stopped a multinational cyber attack. He paused, eyes narrowing. And she's been standing in the corner like she doesn't belong. My throat tightened. Dalton faced me again. You don't belong in corners. My father snapped. This is ridiculous. She's unstable. No, Charles, Dalton interrupted calmly. What's ridiculous is how blind you are. Abigail looked torn between admiration and embarrassment. My mother silently wept. Dalton stepped closer, too close, and lowered his voice. You're brilliant, and I want you on my team. In whatever capacity you choose. The room gasped again, a synchronized shockwave. My father grabbed my arm. You will not embarrass this family by. Dalton's hand closed around my wrist, gentle but firm. Let go of her. No one in this city told Charles Henderson what to do. No one. But tonight he released me like he'd touched fire. Dalton leaned in. His voice barely above a whisper. You saved something of mine once, he murmured. Let me return the favor. My pulse pounded. Why me? His eyes softened. Because I've been looking for you for a year. And now that I've found you, I won't let you disappear again. My family stared at me as if seeing me for the first time. Maybe they were. Dalton offered his hand. Not just professionally, not just symbolically, but something more dangerous, more life-altering. I hesitated for 3 heartbeats. Then I took it. And the moment I did, the room, the same room that once made me feel invisible, finally remembered how to breathe.